My foster parents' way of fixing me ruined me. I am 17 and have lived with foster carers for 11 years. The reason I was put into foster care is because of the death of my younger baby sister when I was 4. To put it lightly, it wasn't exactly natural causes and was caused by a bio parent, and I can vividly remember everything around those circumstances, think about it every day, and mourn the loss of my sister. The thing is, this has caused a rather intense reaction to young children. I can't be around kids under the age of 4 without having panic attacks, flashbacks, or screaming fits. I've tried to get professional help, but counselors say they aren't trained enough to help me, and therapists have extremely long waiting lists. Neither social services nor my carers are willing to pay for private therapy, and I can't afford it on my part-time job. The issue was also ignored, mocked by my family for a while, since they didn't know the exact circumstances of me going into care. So for years, they would trigger me on purpose, because they thought it was funny. I've tried building up a tolerance by watching YouTube videos, but it isn't much help, although I am almost completely functional in public now. In the last few years, their siblings have had babies, 2 to each sibling, 6 babies total, all under the age of 4 currently, the oldest being 3. I can't see these children, so usually end up in a back room somewhere or on the streets walking circles when we go to see the kids. They come to us. They have decided that since I'm nearly an adult now, it's time for me to grow up and fix myself, because it's awkward to have a kid that can't see the babies. So over the last 2 years, they've begun lying to me. They would take me out, saying we're going to one place, then go to the baby's house. They'd then get angry when I'd have panic attacks. Every Christmas, they'll say the babies aren't coming round, then shove the babies in my face and get angry when I remove myself from the room, saying I'm ruining Christmas. We'll go to other relatives' houses, and then pretend they told me all along that the babies were going to be there. I don't mind going as much. It's just the fact they won't tell me means I'm usually unprepared. For example, one winter, I ended up going for a walk in below 0 temperatures in a t-shirt because I was told we were going to my uncle's, which has rooms I can go in to avoid babies. But we ended up at uncle's, which doesn't have rooms I can go in. I also got in trouble that time for showing up in front of an extended family for my reaction to the babies, aka 3 panic attacks back to back, which is why I then spent hours in the cold. They also didn't tell me another relative was pregnant until she had the baby and we were going to see it. They told me on the car journey to the hospital. I found out today that all this has been part of a plan to secretly try to fix my phobia because I'm getting too old for being scared of babies. I've also been told I'm being pathetic, overreacting, being offensive, and disturbing the mother's babies. I got mad. It's not my fault I witnessed the tragedy of my sister's death when I was so young, and lying to me about it only causes me more issues. Update 2 months later. After that initial post, there was a major argument where my foster mom attempted to blame my fear on myself, saying I was doing it to attention seek. And after that, she said I would no longer be allowed to see this side of the family. Conveniently, last week when they were visiting family, my foster mom arranged an orthodontist appointment that meant I couldn't go, in complete honesty, a blessing. Because whilst I really want to see my grandparents still, I didn't particularly want to go through what had happened the previous holiday again. I was left behind with my uncle. My old colleague spoke to my independent reviewing officer. There was stuff my carers were telling workers in meetings that wasn't correlating with what my colleague had been told by myself, so they reported it. My little sister also reported some stuff, so in the end I didn't bring up issues, it was others around me. So today, the IRO came to speak to me alone. I reported all the baby situation stuff, and discovered my carers had in fact been suggested to take therapy training to help me handle my trauma, but had turned it down, believing they didn't need it. I also reported some other stuff as well. I now know my options, and in 5 months, I turn 18. I believe the best option now is for me to move out at 18, which will be financially supported by the local council and social services. I currently don't have a proper job because my national insurance number hasn't been sorted yet, so no one will hire me, but I should be getting it in the next few weeks. Hopefully then I can get a job which will help with moving out. From what I understand, with my situation the local council will cover rent if it's under £90 per week. Then I get about £75 a week for food and stuff. If I want somewhere with a higher rent, I cover the costs. I'll also be getting universal credit once I turn 18. I believe a part-time job will be best to make living more financially comfortable, even with the monetary support though. But yeah, update. Sorry it's been a while, and thank you to everyone who commented on my original post with help and sympathy. If anyone has any questions I can answer them. Hopefully things will get better now.